Hi, I'm Tori.
And I'm Leah.
And I'm Bran.
And welcome back to the Boys Lie podcast.
A podcast where we talk about the craziest relationship stories you've ever heard, pop culture, and the piping hot tea of our lives.
So buckle up, enjoy the ride, and remember that Boys Lie.
Boys lie. Boys lie.
Boys lie.
Boys lie, y'all.
Boys lie.
Them boys, they be lying.
Boys lie.
Aram, don't worry. But you've been replaced.
Yeah, we promise we're not cheating.
We're not cheating.
Aaron's in my DMs.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm
We're
like
talking.
so sad
He's
he's
the
not
best.
here.
We'll get into the lore.
Yeah, we'll get into the lore. We are at a little bit of a time limit, so we're going to switch it up this week and do stories first.
Yeah, let's do it.
And
Okay.
you're going to read first.
Okay.
Yeah, and if your story gets chosen for the Boys Lie podcast, you get a free sweatsuit. You can submit via boyslieofficial.com.
All right.
Here we go.
Ready?
Yes.
It was my sophomore year of college, and I was in this on-again, off-again situation with a guy who was, to put it lightly, toxic. You know the type, someone you want, but you absolutely don't need. We'd been going back and forth for over a year, and while I knew he wasn't a great fit for me, I kept getting pulled back in. Now let's talk about my roommate number one. We'd been living together since freshman year, and out of nowhere, she started going hard on the, this guy is toxic and you need to leave him alone narrative. Weird timing, right? Like, why hadn't she said anything during all the other times he was lying to me, especially about having a girlfriend back home? It didn't add up, but I didn't think much of it until our new freshman roommate number two, dropped the bomb. One night, roommate two pulled me aside and said she needed to tell me something I never thought I'd hear.
That's a good friend, though, honestly.
She said that earlier that morning, roommate one had come into her room and confessed something absolutely insane. She had had sex with the guy I was literally sleeping next to that same night, aka the man I'd been on and off again with for over a year. Apparently, they'd been texting each other all night coming up with their plan. Once I fell asleep, this man got up, walked across the room to hers, did the deed, and then came back to bed with me.
Savage.
Yeah, let that
Ew.
sink in. Roommate two told roommate one she had until the end of the day to come clean to me. And then because life loves a twist, roommate one got called into quarantine halfway through the day for being exposed to COVID. You seriously cannot make this stuff up. I guess she thought that being stuck in quarantine meant she could dodge the consequences. Spoiler. She couldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't give a fuck. I would
Fuck
storm
that.
out
no.
there.
I FaceTimed her while she was in quarantine and straight up confronted her. And what did she do? Denied everything. To this day, she still refuses to admit it. As for me, I cut both of them off and started therapy because, yeah, the damage was real. But here I am, stronger and ready to laugh about it now because honestly, what else can you do? Love that for you, girl. Life's a circus sometimes, and this was just another clown show I had to live through. Oh, is she a poet? Looking back now, it feels like literally something I would watch on Vanderpump Rules. Thanks for listening to my train wreck of a college story. I hope you guys enjoyed it way more than I did living it. Love y'all. Go Birds. Okay, Birds fan.
all right. We're
Wait,
here
also,
for it.
you're an amazing reader.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That was
Fantastic.
like the
10 out of
smoothest
10.
I think we've ever had a guest read on our podcast. I'm not
Wait,
gonna lie.
that makes me really happy because I did the Eagles chant last night and Hannah Burner was like, "Are you sure you're just doing this to prove that you can read?" And I was like, "I now have to beat the allegation." So you
Oh my
guys like really
God.
let me do my big one on that.
We love Hannah.
Love
Wait,
Hannah.
so
Obsessed with
have you ever been in a situation where you've like had a room or
We
had
gotta
a friend?
like teeter and sneak over to like the next person's room and come
yeah.
back.
No, I'm never messy like that. I've had this happen to girlfriends. Actually, one of my best friends, she was in bed with her boyfriend and her best friend, and while she was asleep, they fucked in the same bed as
What?
her.
How'd she not wake up?
I think they were blackout.
Oh my
like, just like
God.
passed out. And he
No.
and this same thing. Both of them refused to admit it. And the girl that he fucked, like had chlamydia too. So I've never been in a situation like that, but that's insane. Here's the thing about me. I'm not going to get cheated on because no one will even date me. So like you can't get cheated on if you can't even catch a date. So I'm marked safe from cheating.
Have you ever cheated on anyone?
No, I've had one boyfriend and we were like very loyal to each other. I mean, I think so.
Yeah.
Who knows though? You never know.
We've been cheated on many times.
Yeah, I've been cheated on a lot.
Same.
I like don't really like know how I would react. Like I would worry for like I'm not a very violent person at all, but like I don't think that would like go well.
No, I know.
So I hope I never experience that.
The issue with me with the people who cheated on me with, they were such strays that I took in. Like, what was I thinking? So honestly, at this point, I blame myself. But before, like, it was like one and done where I'd cut them off like immediately. No
Yes.
contact with me ever. You don't get a second of my time.
Yeah.
Like I'm not one of those people that could just go back into it.
But
That
I
makes
will
sense.
I will say it is really hard gaining or like having trust in like your next relationship, which like you shouldn't bring like the past into like your current person because it's not their fault that you got cheated on by somebody.
Yeah.
However, it is like I still deal with like trust issues even though like my partner is being loyal to me. But
And at
Yeah.
least we have an entire brand based around
Yeah.
this. So like if my partner ever does, my husband
They'd be
ever does
idiots.
choose, there's not a rock he can hide under in this world.
He's hot.
Thank you. Love him. So
okay,
dearly.
should I hop into the next story?
Hop in.
Okay.
Okay.
'Cause I wanna talk
I also like
shit.
destroyed this piece of paper because I'm just like losing my mind.
It's okay.
Okay, here's the next story. I've been hooking up with this guy for almost 2 years. One night, and she goes in parentheses, summer 2024, this is important, I was at a work party and I Ubered home with intentions of him coming over. But to my surprise, he was already in my parking lot when my Uber dropped me off. What the fuck? I don't know why I thought nothing of it at this time. I ignored him already being there without an invite and I let him come in my house and my bed. Before we got to do the dirty, we were talking about how I have been watching Love Island. He told me that he had really admired one of the boys on the show. We will call him Rico. He thought Rico was a next level D-bag. I asked this boy if he had heard about Rico's leak, and he said no, but he excitedly asked to see it. I explained that my friend showed it to me, and I do not have the video. He proceeded to beg me for it and asked my friend for the video, and I said I would try.
Good.
Then he shut me up and we hooked up. Immediately after he finished, mind you, he lasted 5 minutes, he asked if my friend had sent me the video link, but she hadn't. Eventually, she sent me the link. He excitedly looks over to my phone. If you have seen this video, you know what it entails, but it has been proven to be AI generated and is a man doing a lot of things to himself for a male audience. As I'm showing the boy this video while he is in my bed post-sex, he gets a boner. He was turned on by an AI video of another man jerking himself off and fingering his own asshole. I didn't think that was AI.
I didn't think that was AI either.
That's a great rumor to spread, though. If you do get something leaked,
Yeah, like,
it was
not
AI.
me.
That wasn't me. That was
Yeah,
AI.
I know the guy that they're talking about. And
Yeah.
listen, I'd go feral for that video too. I was on like a fucking Discord link trying to find that
We
shit.
got it like screen recorded and stuff.
Aaron found it.
Yeah,
I don't think that was AI.
I don't
think it
was.
was
It's definitely not
either.
AI. You know what? Normalize bisexual men.
Yeah, and also like, let's say like whatever. I agree, normalize bisexual men, but like, it is a little weird. I think that he was begging her for the video after they just
100K.
had like before they had sex and after like, even if it was a girl video that he was looking for and not like
Yeah.
still, it's like just as weird.
Oh, he's trash.
Yeah.
Let's get that clear.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily know if I would call him gay. If he finished in 5 minutes, he clearly likes pussy somewhat.
I mean, 5 minutes is a long time for a lot of straight men to have sex. I'm
Honestly,
not gonna lie.
I'm like fine with
Yeah.
5 minutes. I'm like, thank you.
5 minutes is like a long time, though. Like when you think about it.
it doesn't
yeah.
really need to be longer.
No, as long as
Yeah.
it's good.
Any
Yeah.
longer than 5
Yeah.
minutes, I'm like kind of like, eh.
yeah,
Yeah.
it depends. Well, it depends. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the scenario and how
Depends.
drunk I am. That's
Yeah.
the other side of it.
Yeah, and like the mood, you know, like sometimes it's like you start one place, you go another place.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's in the morning, I'm like, please, chop, chop.
Yeah, like hurry up.
I gotta
go.
get out the door.
I have things to do.
Period.
All right, I'm gonna jump into the story. 6 years ago, I had a 3-year situationship. Yes, sigh, a situationship.
God.
He ended up getting a girlfriend unknown to me, but we continued our relationship while I was in the dark about his double life as I was meeting and hanging out with his friends and family. This consisted for over a year. I guess everyone who knows him knows that he's a piece of shit. Once he came clean about his relationship, I not proudly still continued to meet up with him, and he would tell me he loved me but just couldn't be with me right now. You know, the normal man thing to do. It went on for so long that I couldn't take seeing them together anymore. I made a fake Instagram and let it gain followers and posted for months until it looked real enough to proceed with my plan. I slid in his girlfriend's DMs and told her about the affair. All the details were true and none of these details were lies besides the name of the girl, comma, me, she says. I even made a fake phone number and had multiple conversations with the girlfriend, ultimately causing their demise and breakup. I never told him that it was me or let the girlfriend know my real identity, and after they broke up, he would ask me if it was me, and I have never admitted it to him. We are now married with 2 kids, and he still doesn't know that the girl was me. Call me Petty Betty, but I got what I wanted in the end.
That is commitment. That is crazy.
Months of making a fake social media account.
She got what she wanted, she said, but that's insane.
Okay, can I be a bitch?
Yeah, be a bitch.
You wanted a man that was 2-timing your ass for so long. You thought you did your big one by making a full fake account because you couldn't stand up there with your fucking pussy lips and just tell her to her face, hey, your dude's cheating on you with fucking me. And then you're hype as fuck because you have 2 kids with this piece of shit. Enjoy
No,
your sweatsuit,
honestly,
babes, because
yeah.
you don't have brain cells to go with it.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Sorry to hate on a Boys Lie fan, but like, girl,
This is like
That is seriously so true.
normalize keeping secrets. Like that could
You,
have
like,
stayed.
take that to your
That could
grave.
have stayed in the email drafts.
Yeah.
girl.
it was like a good for like a petty for the Boys Lie Schmear
Yeah.
campaign. It did not champion some of the other petty ones that we got.
That's not petty. She really thought she ate, but like she's starving.
If anything, you helped the girlfriend
It's
dodge
like,
a bullet.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think the girlfriend is the one who like won in that situation.
Think about the amount of time that she said, how long, a year, that she was putting together this fake profile, like of not herself.
just,
Like
like,
that's
such a
so much
conniving
commitment.
So
plan.
much thing. And you know what it makes me think? It's not that she liked the guy, she hated the girl. And that's where she felt like she won. She was like, I got him away from her.
Yeah.
And like, ew.
But then to like build these like weird followers from that account, like what were you doing? Like hashtagging.
oh my God, guys. Girls lie.
No, they do. Girls
do.
do
Girls
lie.
lie.
That is actually insane. And honestly, like if you're happy, good
Yeah.
for you. But
I came at her strong, but honestly, I'm going to 10 toes down.
No, I think that it's like, yeah, don't even double down in this scenario. Like I think that was a perfect example. Like you really did think you ate on the petty level, but like also, what's that saying? You get them how you got them.
you lose them how you got
How you get them
them.
is how you lose them.
Yeah, how you get them
Or
is how
yeah,
you
I
lose
think
them.
there's. I say how you lose them how you got them.
I could never get
But
the
it's probably
phrase
I
not
right.
say
right.
how you get them is
It's how you lose them. I think you're right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
just right.
But like literally now you have two kids with this person who could easily be still doing the same thing to you and you don't even know now.
Yeah.
Full Chapel Roan, good luck, babe.
We do get a lot of stories. Majority of them are like really insane where like the person who wrote it actually genuinely got hurt and then moved on and it's a positive ending. Like
Yeah.
I had my happy ending somewhere else. However, we do get some of these and like these ones are really tough because a lot of the times too, it's like Tori and I also want to be like very
That's your fan. Like,
Right,
you don't
yeah,
want to
like-
shit on her, but like,
No, and she's getting free sweatsuit. And like Kelly was just on our podcast too, and she said it really well. She's like, you know, girl, like we love you, thank you so much, but like I hope that like you're a changed person now because like that is not
Yeah.
okay. And like doing something like that is like actually like I feel like you need to see a therapist.
Well, I
Yeah.
think for me, I just could never be infatuated with the person knowing that like I was already sneaking around with them because I'd think again like this person's gonna sneak around on me.
yeah.
yeah.
Like I would never trust them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've never been the other woman, so like I really can't understand how that feels.
I have without knowing.
Well, yeah. But you never went like behind.
Oh, but and also like it ended. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like it. Like it stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been the other man?
Yes.
How's that
I've
happen?
hooked up with like married men who are discreet and married to women
Mm-hmm.
and they're gay on the low. And here's the thing with that. It's just none of my business. Like you have a whole other like cheating is one thing, but like cheating on your significant other with the same sex as you, like so you're lying about your sexuality, like that is like I'm no one's babysitter. Like
Yeah.
if you're gonna like throw your whole on a platter, like it's not my first choice, but a lot of times too, I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know either, and then I would find out. Like
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, did you know, like, were they wearing a ring?
no. I hung out with him, and a week later, like I followed him on social media, and he was like, "You can't do that. Like I have a wife," and I was like, "Oh," but I wasn't gonna like do what she did. I wasn't gonna tell her. I was like,
Yeah,
you know
no.
what? Sometimes you let the mess play out on itself. This is not a situation that I need to be involved in. Like, sucks for her, feel bad for her, but if you don't know your man's gay, I mean, it is what it is.
I also think there are so many fraudulent straight men in general that
Yeah.
are
Many.
married and like we're 30, but when I was in high school and I went to Baldwin, it was like
Yeah.
an all girls private school, and like not one person in my class at that time of graduating said that they were gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, I knew some of them were,
yeah.
and like I think now there's a lot that are open and out there, and like I don't give a fuck. I never did, but I think that's
Right.
the same thing with straight men. Like they're so closeted from that
Yeah.
era because it was actually closer than what it seems like.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I feel like that's like probably why these men are doing that. Like, one of the reasons why we started Boys Lie is because I caught my ex cheating on me with men from Craigslist,
Oh
and
my
like
God.
He was soliciting
and he was
sex
soliciting
with, like,
sex from
crazy
men.
fetishes.
And like I had absolutely no idea that he was bi or gay. And by the way, like I do not give a fuck who you want to fuck. Like that's not anything. If you told me he was bi, like it would have never been a problem to me. I think just
Right.
like you said, getting cheated on.
Well, and it's a danger
It's
to you, like
shitty.
With
sexual health
Getting
wise
cheated on
too.
Yeah, it
in
is.
general though is like terrible. But when you get cheated on and you didn't know that the person like maybe like wanted to have sex with men, like it's really weird to like kind of digest. And
no, it is.
I think he grew up the same way, and I think it's also really sad because also one of the things I said to him when I did catch it, I was like, you can't live your life like this, because if you get married, like you're going to be doing this to your wife, like you can't do that.
A great test though for a straight man, and I tested my husband on this because it was like just for shits and giggles. I put on gay porn for him.
Mm-hmm. Wait.
What?
like I put it on and just like left it on the TV and just like kind of like let him roll. It wasn't even on the TV. It was on my phone. Let's be so fucking for real. Oh my God, Tori. But I went to like show him and be like, look at this. And he was like, oh my God.
What I heard on Sophia Franklin's show is that if you is to play the grinder notification sound around your man and see if they look down at their phone.
No, 100%.
That's heat right there.
I think the straightest guys are the ones that are like so comfortable that like they'll literally like I can tell them like my craziest sex story and they'll be like,
and
that's
they don't
fucking
care.
sick. They're like, what? Like, good for you, bro. Like, whatever. And like they'll go to a gay bar and like be hit on because it's like they're so not into it that like
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Michael would
them.
for sure go to a gay bar and like get rowdy, but he would
Kevin
never
would love it. Probably he'd be like, he
like
probably
the fact
like
that
to
he
get
was
hit
like
on.
so shocked. Like I could see in his eyes. I'm like, you've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
That is like jarring. Like I'm not saying they need to watch gay porn and like love it, but
No. It's just a good test.
Yeah.
Again, the grinder thing's better because it's then not as graphic, but
Yeah.
he's just like
100K.
shell shocked.
Because like imagine if you just play the sound and see if they're like.
It's the guys who are like overcompensatingly weird about it. They're
And
just like,
my ex
no,
was
bro."
actually.
Yeah, and that's when you know that it's
He
because
was
they
also
like
like,
it.
so territorial too, and that was like the other sign I think.
Yeah.
Like even about just the two of us hanging out, or like with each other solo.
Yeah.
Ew.
But I also still feel like I have it. Like I have really bad gaydar with like men who like, I don't know. I
You
just
do
have
have
really
really
bad
bad
gaydar.
gaydar.
Like I really do.
I don't really think I have great gaydar either, to be honest. Like I
Really?
No, like I really don't. Like I go up to some people like and I'm like, oh my God, you're not gay. And then I go up to other people, I'm like, you're gay.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't
Like how do you
know.
tell? Like how can you?
Me
just
and
by
Aram, I
looking.
feel like just call it as
Aram
is.
always knows.
Yeah.
He'll like he.
Let's talk about Aram.
Oh my God.
We love
You guys
you,
need to
Aram.
meet. I feel like you guys.
I
would
know,
be
what
so
the fuck?
cute.
You guys didn't bring him here? No budget?
No, he's out.
It actually
out
is
of
low
office.
budget, but
It is
yeah.
low budget. Yeah.
No,
No,
it's
he's in
fine.
Cabo for a wedding. I would have loved to have him here too.
So to the viewers at home, Aram and I started DMing like last year. And you know, we have fun in the DMs.
Did you find him through Boy's Eye?
I think I did actually. I think I forget how I stumbled upon him. I feel like I was looking at his Coachella fits and I was like, wow, this guy like really fucking slays.
Oh
And
my
I was like,
God, he's
I think
so
I
happy to hear
tapped him
that.
and it said follow back and I was like, whoa, wait, he follows me? And I think I did like find him through your podcast clips.
Oh.
And then the second I followed him, like I think I don't want to quote me on this, but I think he DM'd me first and I was like ready to like pounce. And yeah,
I ship you guys.
I just sent him a really aggressive DM.
I'm into
Good.
it.
He's in Cabo. He's probably having a great time. So like
He
now's
also
the time.
like loves that.
Yeah.
Like he loves.
He's
an aggressive
fun.
DM.
He's good to banter with. Like we will hook up.
Yeah, he's the best.
His friends are also
Hi,
like when you do come out to LA, his friends are also like so fun to hang out with
Yes.
in general.
He was at the Charlie XCX party one night. I was like, okay, like
Oh,
yeah.
he woke up in Vogue, and
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
I know.
Like I'm clout chasing you, Aram.
You need to go to Tenants
Buckle
of the
up.
Trees with him. You're gonna have like the best time.
Yeah, it's just such a rowdy.
Yeah.
I felt so young.
I'm
I
down.
know.
Well, actually, too old.
Yeah, I literally can't even like I'm
guys
scared I'm gonna be
aren't
hungover
old.
tomorrow and we're going out until 10 p.m. Like
You guys are gonna be hungover tomorrow.
I
You're going out
know.
with me.
We have a really early
I know.
podcast.
We told Remy
tomorrow,
that
too.
today when we saw her, and she's like,
So you guys like
beware.
don't want to go to the box? Wait, what did Remy say about me? Remy? She no spill
She was like, I'm never drinking again.
Yeah.
with me.
No, just in general.
Oh.
She's had a week. She's
Yeah,
had
she
a long
also has had a week, but
Oh.
she was just
Yeah.
like,
Me and
it
Remy
was
had a
so
crazy night out a
crazy.
few
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of rowdy, you went to the Super Bowl,
I did.
right?
Oh
How
my
was? Oh my God,
I was there. I was gonna
Amazing.
DM you, and then I was like, no.
Oh my God, you should have. It was the best weekend of my life.
the pants.
The pants, the cheetah
we talk about
pants.
the
We're now
pants?
wearing croc pants. We're just switching up pants. I'm only gonna do like animal prints for now. The cheetah pants.
I love it.
Were the good luck charm for sure. We've won the past 3 games I wore them to, including the Super Bowl.
Yep. Go Birds.
Coincidence? I think not. Not to take away the talent from the team, but you know, I just think it's
the
crazy.
great looking team. Might
Yes,
I
the
add.
very. You know,
Oh my
I've
God,
been playing
Jalen is
this-
like chef. I like you. Thank you so
wait,
much.
I've been playing this game all week, and I feel like you guys are going to be aligned. So I have to ask you: Mary Fuck Kill, Jalen Hurts, Saquon, Jason Kelsey.
Oh, okay. I know my answer.
Okay, spit it out.
I would probably marry Jason Kelsey just because he seems like a family
You're the
man.
first person who hasn't.
I would
killed
marry
him.
Hurts.
I was thinking about killing him first, but then I
Okay.
thought he seems loyal and he seems like a good dad, and I do really like that. Oh shit! But I don't want to kill
That means
either.
you have to kill Jalen or Saquon.
I can't. Oh my god.
I would fuck Barkley, and then I would jump off the roof of this building because I just simply couldn't.
Yeah. I think I'd actually have to change my answer. I think I would have to, but I don't want to marry either of them. I don't know. This is hard. Who would you do?
Very hard.
Just Hurts and Barkley.
I plead the
so
fifth.
good.
I'm
looking.
fucking them all, to be honest.
Oh my god,
They're
we
all
can play
so
a game
sexy.
with you. That's really fun.
It's so funny.
The
do it.
first icebreaker question is, what's the last thing you Google searched?
Oh, let's see. So I put this outfit on, and do you ever like wonder if you eat or like you're actually freaking out?
Yeah.
So my last is white chick's fitting room scene, because I was like, am I giving the fitting room scene? In
Oh my
White
god!
Chicks?
I think that's actually the best answer all
No,
day.
that's actually with these pants. It really fits.
I literally was like, wait a minute, am I giving this?
Okay. The next question is, who was the last person on Instagram that you searched for?
Mikey Eckhart. He's the man who's sharing the Airbnb with me.
Oh my god!
And I was like, what's your Instagram? Like, we should be friends.
Yeah.
He's a very cute man.
I love that.
You
I
need to make
love
sure he's
that.
not like a serial killer, right? Do you know him well?
I would love to be killed. Wait, caught. No.
No.
We'll talk about this at
Plead the
dinner.
fifth.
Yeah.
Plead the fifth.
I can't wait.
Okay, what's the last question? I can't remember.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, your boy. We need to hear about.
Any boys lie, breakup
Your
stories,
heart-
heartbreak
yeah.
stories,
Um,
any story you were left heartbroken, whether it be a boyfriend, best friend.
yeah. I mean, I feel like my worst relationship ever was a situationship. I've talked about this on my podcast. We call him Tanner. And he was just like your typical narcissist, like gaslit me, would like belittle me for my content and like kind of like shit on me for doing what I was doing. And then he would like go through phases where he would text me literally so much and then would just go ghost for days.
Oh, that's so
And you
violent.
could just tell he would just keep coming back in and like literally like like a Dementor from Harry Potter, just like sucking the soul out of me. But he was really insane. So one of my first brand deals was with this company called My Face Socks, and I had to do this brand deal with these socks that had my face all over them. And it was during Christmas, and him and I were talking, and we were like hooking up in my bedroom, and then he like left in the morning. I was really flirty. I was like, by the way, I got you a Christmas present, and I gave him these socks. We stopped talking like a few weeks later. And I always thought to myself, I'm like, I wonder what he did with those socks. One day, my roommate comes home and she's like, wait, these were outside for you. He cut up the socks, wrote and loser on them, and cut them into pieces and left them sprawled across the street on Frankfurt Ave, which is where I used to live in Fishtown.
What the fuck?
And I was like, oh, I'm going to get killed.
Yeah, wait, what?
That's the most
insane.
schizophrenic shit ever.
Yeah,
He's
wait, why?
Schizo. He's so schizo. He's banned from like Urban Outfitters Incorporated because one day he got like blown the fuck out and stole $3,000 worth of merchandise, and he has not me just like airing out his laundry. Fuck him. But
Literally
yeah,
fuck him.
He
Actually,
was,
fuck
though.
him.
he was absolutely insane. That's the worst guy I've ever dated. Honestly, other than that, like I don't really like. I had an amazing boyfriend. My first love. I couldn't have asked for like a better relationship.
Aww.
Like the most stand-up, sweet angel of a man. I wish him nothing but the best. I just saw him for the first time since we broke up, and it was just like, you're crushing it. He's in med school. He's
I was
like,
gonna say,
you're
was he the
crushing
doctor?
it.
I read an
He was the
article where you were
doctor.
talking about him.
Yeah, and best relationship ever. I wish I could talk shit, but I literally can't. He's just like the sweetest fucking angel
That's
in the world.
incredible.
And like we root for each other from afar. He knows that like I'll always root for him. First love, obviously, like it stung, like it was what it was, but I think now I'm just in like such a phase where I'm having so much fun dating, and like I don't know, ever since I started the antidepressants, I feel like so heartless. I'm like, you know, when JWoww's like, after I have sex with a guy, I'll rip their fucking head off. That's kind of how I am. Like, and I used to be like the anxious attachment. Like we have sex and I'm texting you every 5 minutes, and like sometimes I do that still, but now I'm just like, kind of want a new dick. Like
It's crazy when
Yeah.
you hit that like tier level of just savage mode.
Yeah.
Like
That's
there was
kind
a
of how I
moment
feel.
too where I was like right before Michael, where I was finally like, I'm just ripping it.
Yeah.
Like I give up.
yeah,
I feel like that also like means that like you're finally and like fully like in love with and comfortable with yourself,
It
and like
is.
it's like you feel like you don't need anybody right now, so like you don't have that anxious attachment style as much.
100%. And I think this is the thing. It's like you will never lose yourself quicker than being in a relationship that's not right for you.
That's
You
so true.
will lose yourself. And even if the person is amazing, like my ex was amazing, but him and I were both starting to lose ourselves because it was like we kept being like, why isn't this working? It should work. You're amazing. I'm amazing. But like it was dragging the life out of us.
Yeah.
And it was a horrible, difficult decision to split. But you get your light back. And like I've like felt so great these past 2 months after not feeling great for like literally like honestly like a year and a half. And it wasn't all because of him. Honestly, most of it wasn't because of him, but like I wasn't feeling myself because I wasn't in a relationship that like I was meant to be in. And like life will hit you like a brick. Like if you're not where you're supposed to be, it will continue to make you more and more uncomfortable until you have to pivot.
And miserable. Like that shit starts pouring out in every other outlet of your life, like with your friendships,
100%.
with like anything else that you do.
Yeah.
No, I know. I always say like we always hear like the phrase like hurt people, and I think it's so true. And like you're not like I'm also first of all congratulations. Like that makes me so happy for you because like
Yeah,
that's a really
same.
incredible thing, and it takes a lot. Like it took me a while to get there eventually before I hopped into my next relationship, but like it's really
Yeah.
hard, and it really sucks when you feel like you're kind of at like a rock bottom type of thing when it's just like you feel like the world's like crashing down on you, and like
Yeah.
to hear that you've come out of like and you're just like not anxious anymore and you're feeling really good, like that's an incredible thing, and
It
so
was.
I'm happy for you.
Thank
It's a
you.
whole new high.
It took a while, and I think like this might not be universal, but a lot of people I've talked to have said this. Like, I think the breakup right when it happens isn't as bad as the breakup 3 months after. For some reason, for me, like right after it happened, I was in Delulu land where I was like, yeah, fuck this. I'm single
Yeah.
again. I'm gonna have brat girl summer. Like I'm gonna thrive. And then 3 months later, you're like, wow, wait, that person that I would love to text right now, I genuinely don't know what they're doing. That sister that was going to be my sister-in-law, that mother that was going to be my mother-in-law, that family that I spent a vacation with, they're strangers to me.
It's like a death.
It's a death.
Yeah.
It's a
It
death
is
of
a
person that's
death.
still alive.
It's like a full breakup, like with an entire life.
I know.
But you know what? And I hate to say this, but it's true. My content is so much better when I'm single. It's like that shit started when I was feral and single, and my
Yeah.
followers loved me, and I definitely got like a lot more wholesome during that phase. But like, feral Bran is back.
when you are single and you're just like running around like living your single life, like you don't have any
Well, you're
thing
just
to worry about
fearless.
besides
You're
yourself,
fearless.
right? But then you also like when you're in a relationship, you want to protect the person that you're dating too, and like you're not always willing to like be as crazy as you once were.
You also get 50%, if not more, of your calendar back. It's like, okay, I no longer have to go to this person's best friend's engagement party. I actually now can
Those
go
are
to
the
the bar
worst.
and get martinis with the boys' lie girls
Yeah.
and just build my lore.
Right.
Like, so you just have more time to focus on yourself and
So
just like
true.
be messy.
That's true.
Honestly, that's such also good advice for anybody who's like listening and like maybe like feels a little bit down in the dumps right now or just went through a breakup or is feeling the 3 months after effect of the breakup.
Mm-hmm.
Like it always does get better. It just really does take time, and like I feel like once you find your light, like you found yours, like
Yeah.
you have a lot of love to give, and you
you.
can't give it if you're feeling like shit and you're hurt. Like
And
you just never can.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
also want to say like your light also when you're in a healthy relationship doesn't go away.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll say
It
that
gets
like
brighter.
yeah, with
Yeah.
Michael, for instance, like I got married this past year and I
Yeah.
couldn't be happier
Yeah.
like where
Yeah.
I'm at in life. And I'm
love
like now
that.
talking about like what are my next life goals? Like it's kind of
Yeah.
crazy to
Yeah.
think that way.
I think that's actually also very important to
Yeah.
talk about.
You can do it all.
You can do it all.
I think the best advice that I've ever received, this is for friendship breakups, this is for normal breakups, this is for anybody in life that you've lost. My therapist told me this. She sent me the TikTok of it. Tyler Perry said this in an award speech. You are a rocket, and some people in your life are boosters. And they are meant to take you up into the air, but they're meant to come off and not stay with you the whole entire time. There are people, whether it's friends, people you've dated, they are there to boost you and they will help you get to a high level, but those boosters come off and you can still go higher up without them.
And those friends also,
That's such great
like
advice.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, for instance, she's known us for years and years and years. Like, I don't need to text her every day. I don't need to text
No.
her on a month
Yeah.
basis. But the second we see each other, it is like we
It's
never
It's
lost each
perfect.
other.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
you never left.
Yeah.
100%.
You know what I can't imagine going through though? Like, and then I know we do have to wrap up soon, but like,
Yeah.
imagine like a lot of us like luckily will go through breakups privately, but like I can't imagine being in the public eye where like all of that shit is plastered all over Instagram. Like I genuinely don't know how
Yeah, it makes
people
me
get
sick.
through that.
I'm not gonna lie, it sucked because like when we were figuring it out, like, because I feel like a few months before that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's ideal, honestly, no one wants to be blindsided.
Yeah.
So like you start posting that person less because you're not hanging out as much and you're not excited to hang out as much because the dinners that used to be so amazing are now like awkward tension, you're arguing. So then the Reddit thread starts and then the
Oh.
comments start and being like, are you still with them? And then so this is a really funny story. So my ex and I, we finally break up for real. Last conversation on the Schuylkill River Trail in Philadelphia.
Oh God.
I
Schuylkill.
am sitting there fucking sobbing my eyes out. And we're like taking a walk. It was actually really beautiful. We sat on the rocks. We had like a really good conversation after. And I'm getting recognized. And people are like, Bran, can we take a selfie with you? And I'm like, yeah. Peace. Like, yeah. And I'm like, you guys have no idea that this man just like shattered my soul to pieces. No, I'm kidding. But like, it was so fucking funny. But yeah, no, doing it on the public like really sucked. But I honestly felt worse for him in the situation because I was like, he is a normal guy.
Yeah.
He is
And
in
then he
med
gets
school.
torn apart.
And which I'm so glad he didn't. And I waited a month to announce it. And I never made a TikTok about it. I announced it on my podcast.
Like Paige, exactly
And
what
I
she
just
did.
Yeah.
dropped it in. And I was like, this is what happened. No beef. Love him forever. That's it. And I don't think he ever got sent hate or nothing. I mean, I think anyone who like saw our relationship like knew how in love we are and how sweet he was.
Yeah.
I've never asked him if like someone like ever sent crazy shit to him, but
Do you think he'd tell you?
um
I feel like maybe hopefully they didn't.
I really don't think so. I think my fans are respectful enough to know unless I publicly shame somebody not to go after them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. You have good fans then.
Yeah.
I will
honestly.
say there are some though, like influencer celebrities that will overly post when you know that they're on the cusp where they're like
Yeah.
scrapping
Yeah.
for like hope and just being like
It's too much. Yeah, because I was
Yeah.
gonna say I feel like I don't post Kevin that much because I'm just like at dinner enjoying my time with him, and I sometimes forget to post. Even I forget to post when we're at dinner, like having
Yeah.
a nice time. But I just like also don't have a content brain.
Yeah. I think with my ex, we chose the middle ground with the whole soft launch and then the real launch. The next person I date, I'm going one or two extremes.
Yeah.
I'm either fucking going full Ken Urich, blasting a man I met, love her so much, like literally putting him on social media the second I meet him.
Yeah.
Or I'm going full like
Private.
Yeah.
You're never gonna know. My dream in life is to date a 45-year-old George Clooney looking man who's like a rich ass fuck dude who literally has a penthouse and he leaves every morning to go to work and he goes, bye baby, have fun making your little videos today.
Oh my
And I make
God.
more money than him at his C-level suite executive position because influencers are fucking rich as fuck.
obsessed with this whole
And like that's what I want. I want him to have
You're
no
gonna find
social
that. Keep
media.
putting that out
Yeah.
there.
I want him to like laugh at me and come to my events and be like, yeah, that's Bran, that's my baby. Like he's fucking
Oh.
crazy.
We need to find him.
Yeah,
He's out there.
that's what I
He's
want.
definitely out there. We'll find him for you.
Amazing.
I'm like
I
I'm
love
like
it.
thinking in my head, I'm like, do I know anybody?
Please.
I'm
I
trying to
literally
think.
want a man that is like old enough to be my father. Like to be honest, like if he could have conceived me at 18, he can slide in my DMs.
George Clooney is fucking hot.
So
We'll find him. We'll find him. We'll find him tonight. We're
Yeah.
gonna go out.
Yes.
We gotta
and
go.
drink the Clooney juice.
Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta drink some tequila. We're gonna go out and party. But
Yeah.
we like love you. I'm sorry this was such a short podcast, but I'm so happy that
Can
you're
we
on.
explain?
Yeah.
This is why this episode is short. I took a car to East 38th Street and we're recording at West 38th
Yeah.
Street.
We're like Philly people. We're not meant to be in New
We're
York.
not meant to be in New York. Like, why are there two 38th streets? Like, why couldn't we do like what's 30? Like 72 is that 38 times 2? Like, why couldn't we have just doubled it?
And
like,
I feel like when you're looking for the address in the Uber, like there's two, and you probably click the first one, and like you didn't think anything of
I was
it.
such a diva to the Uber too. I was like, I think we're here. Hello. I walk in to apparently this like Indonesian like I don't know like citizenship place, and these guys are looking at me. They're like, what are you doing here? And I was like, I'm going to the Boys Live podcast. Okay, me in this fucking jacquemus suit from White Chicks, fucking showing up. I'm like, oh my God, let me grab my little cunt bag and get the fuck out of here. Taxi! So yeah, that's why we cut it short. But honestly, I feel like we ate that up.
We did. We did. We'll have to have you on again. You need to come to LA, and then
Yeah,
you can
I'm
go out
gonna
with
come to
Aram and come on our podcast.
LA.
Maybe we'll go out too.
And yeah, you can kiki with Aram.
yeah.
And buckle up.
Enjoy the ride.
And remember that.
Boys Live.
And girls do too.
Boys lie. Boys lie.
Boys lie.
Boys lie.
Boys lie.
Them boys, they be lying.
Boys lie.